Right now you owe $1 million on a property worth $500,000. If you want to not be personally liable and you want to stay in your building as a tenant, and you could even live upstairs, just stipulate to the foreclosure and give us a deed. So he took a deed in one entity, so we didn't have a merger issue.
Yeah.
We foreclosed. We took title to the property, and then we ended up selling. Fast forward, we sold it for like $600. So
you made a profit or no?
It's a nice profit. Yeah, sure. I'm saying we paid like $3 something for it.
How did you get the funds for the first project? How did you get?
We had to raise it from investors, and that was a struggle.
At some point, you're like, okay, I got to stop this. I got to transition now to full-time investor. How did you do it? What did you do?
I just started making calls, calling banks, calling funds, anyone that was able to.
But how did you? What did you do? What did you do?
I pound the phones. That's it.
And did you call the CMBS people and say, hey, now I'm in this business?
No, I actually didn't think that there was anything to do in terms of buying loans based on like the pooling and servicing agreements. I didn't think there was a real play to buy whole loans from the banks. Like,
right. So where did you
tried, as an example, we tried getting, like, as a backdoor strategy to get the lender to sell the paper to another third party.
Right.
And like, it went literally nowhere. Nowhere.
So where'd you find the list to call these loan people? What?
So I had Liz Pendenses, and I would call, is that how you say it? Multiple Liz Pendenses.
Yeah.
Calling foreclosure leads and just calling the lenders saying, hey, you want to sell your paper?
Oh, knowing that you had those borrowers in the pocket.
No, it's just even seeing loans that were going into default.
Oh, okay.
And just calling the lender and saying,
instead of the borrower.
Correct. Yeah, because like, again, that's the other thing. You're like, there's two angles, and you're calling, when you're seeing a foreclosure lead, it can go one of two ways. Like, who's controlling this deal, right? If the borrower's controlling it or the lender's controlling it. If there's equity, you can call a lender, but you're going to get, he's going to want full freight for the loan or UPB. If you're calling the lender, if you're calling the owner and there's equity, like, okay, I'll sell you the property.
So tell me about your first deal that you bought.
My first deal was a bait and tackle shop. That was the first property we bought.
What the hell is a bait and tackle shop?
Literally how it sounds. In Point Pleasant, New Jersey, this guy, he lived upstairs, and he sold fishing gear, bait.
Okay.
And
he owned the property?
He owned the property.
What's that? Was it multi-use? What was it?
It was a mixed-use property. He lived upstairs.
Why'd you buy that paper?
Because it was right around the corner from it's in Point Pleasant. It's 10-minute drive from my home.
Okay.
And it was actually the first lender that responded to me. That's why.
Do you remember the lender's name? What was the lender?
It was a fund. And
they're like, okay, no problem. We'll sell this
No,
to
like I tried buying a bunch of stuff from them. I see they had a lot of small balance. Listen, we weren't.
How much is the balance? How was the balance?
The payoff was $1 million. The property was worth like half of that. And I was just trying to get some traction, so I just emailed the lender or the attorney an offer. And he responded, And
he said, okay.
He's like, yeah. He responded with a counter. He's like, this is what I'll sell it for.
And what'd you sell it for? Unpaid principal balance or less?
No, I got a discount on UPB. I was like, I paid like 60 cents on the dollar of UPB.
So you got this loan, now what? It's the first time you're on the lender's side.
So now what was that we were like, okay, now what do we do? Because like
we have a loan.
We have a loan. We have to buy the loan and
oh, you didn't have money yet.
It's first of all, we didn't have the money. Second of all, like now wait a minute, foreclosures. We remember how hard it was, how hard we made it for the
other side, yeah.
For the other side. What are we gonna do? Like, right? So it's gonna be like we don't know anything about it. I never foreclosed on a property before. I never did it. Like I never dealt with it. So we drove to the property and like knocked on the door to the owner and like told him, hey, listen, we see you're in trouble. Do you want to? We're talking to the bank. We might buy your loan. You want to stay or you want to go? You want to do a deed in lieu?
Talk to me.
And yeah, we cut a deal with him. He paid us like, I don't know, $6,000 a month.
Oh wow, you modified his loan.
Yeah, we did a loan modification. He gave us a deed. We knocked out basically, and then we just foreclosed him. Took the property. He stayed on as a tenant. Now this was
So wait, you modified the loan in the anticipation of what?
oh, so it's not we modified the loan. I shouldn't say we basically
Did it
the modification was right now you owe $1 million on a property worth $500,000. If you want to not be personally liable and you want to stay in your building as a tenant and you could even live upstairs, just stipulate to the foreclosure and give us a deed. So he took a deed in one entity so we didn't have a merger issue.
Yeah.
You could explain that to your audience when you want.
Sure, no problem. I'll explain.
And then we foreclosed. We took title to the property, and then we ended up selling. Like fast forward, we sold it for like $600. So
you made a profit or
it
no?
was a nice price. Yeah, sure. I'm saying we paid like $3 something for it.
How did you get the funds for the first project? How did you get?
We had to raise it from investors, and that was a struggle. It's crazy.
So tell me about that. Well, what?
By the way, if I knew about all this stuff, all the challenges I'm going to have, right? Like doing this, I would have probably stayed a mortgage broker, like all the way from the beginning. Because, right, the thing is, nobody knows and it's a good thing. It's not good to know all the challenges that you're going to go through to get to your point.
So the plot thickens. And
Yeah.
when you were a mortgage broker, you had this creativity
oh my
inside
God.
of you,
Yeah,
and you were
yeah.
like, I gotta do something with that. Then you came to the C and bitch. You're like, okay, it's still not answering it. And you're like, I want to be an investor. And now you became an investor.
And we're like, oh my gosh, yeah. I got to, and we showed the deal to like 50 people. Right? They raised money at like $75,000 a clip. And
So are you developing your personality in all this? Are you developing your character?
Absolutely.
In all this?
I'm actually enjoying it though. I mean, as much as I
More than a mortgage broker, more than a
yeah, for
CMBS
sure.
consultant?
But I'm saying
Well,
it came with a lot.
Why? What is it?
I guess I like being an entrepreneur. The fact
So you're
that
more excited. You were more excited.
Yeah.
Did you answer your excitement when you became that first investor?
when we got that first deal done, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Why? What did it answer inside?
I'll tell you what happened with the deal in a minute,
So how did you raise the funds? What did you start cold calling?
no, we
What was
we
the
put
split?
together-
How much money did you make?
We
Like
put together an OM,
what's an OM?
an offering memorandum to the investors.
Oh, for that one deal?
Yeah, this is a deal. We're buying this loan. It's in a great location. It was the funkiest property around. And this is what the rent's going to be. And this is what, we're putting X dollars in, which very little. I think we put some money in the deal.
You put some money into the deal, like what, 20%?
Yeah, not even, right?
Like 10?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, no comment.
So you raised on the 90%.
And we raised the money, and then
what was the return that you gave them? 7%, 10%, 20%?
No, it was a I think
It was an equity play or
10,
debt
it was
play?
a 10. It was an 8 or 10 pref,
Okay.
and then
On exit?
no. So the preferred return was accruing, and we did a 60-40 split. I think we got some of the cash flow. I don't remember exactly what it was.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
it was and then but this guy was a single tenant, right? So like if things go bad, right?
Things go bad.
Yeah, things go bad. But again, it's it was close. It was nearby. It was like something that we're comfortable.
Feet to the ground, comfortable.
Yeah, it's a good place to start for sure.
Okay. Did you feel confident through all the way through?
While we were raising the money, no, because first of all, we were new at this, so like no one, no one knows like.
So would you?
Yeah, how do you know what you're doing? So that's why that was also a big help that we mitigated the risk by getting the deed, and we knew like we're not gonna have a fight from the guy, so we got that under control. So like we because I couldn't answer like what happens if the borrower files for bankruptcy, or the tenant files for bankruptcy once you get the property back. Like there's a lot of different things.
Right.
Can go wrong. So it was a challenge raising the money, but we raised it.
So there's fear.
For sure.
Did that fear control you in the way you traversed that terrain for your first deal?
Did it control me?
Yeah.
Did I try to back out? Is that what you're asking?
No. Well,
I think like maybe I shouldn't do the
when
deal?
you buy and know, you want to foreclose. You don't
Right.
want to go to the bar or knock on the door or automatically say, hey, well, let's modify. Like, there's a little fear there, no?
That's why. Oh, you want to know what's? Yeah, that was part of why we did that. Right. Sure. There was fear. There's fear because, first, like I mentioned, I know, like I've tied lenders up for a long, long time. Right. So I know all the things that.
Me too.
Right. There you go. Right. And like, you're in New York. If you're dealing with a New York foreclosure, I mean, forget about it. You could be sitting for years. But like, New Jersey is a little
better.
A little better. A lot better. I think a lot better.
All right. How soon did you settle
we had a deal done when we were in contract. So the minute we closed, we had the deed at hand. Mm-hmm. The problem was, I'll just tell you a quick challenge, is that this property, we bought it in October of 2000 or September 2012. You remember something called Hurricane Sandy?
Yeah.
Right? So the borrower ran a bait and tackle shop, which does fishing gear and fishing equipment. Like there's pretty much right after we closed, like there was no business anymore. His business was shut down. So he wasn't paying us. We fell behind. We were freaking out about that. The investors weren't getting their returns,
And how did you manage that?
We caught him up. I mean, the guy sold his baseball card collection to pay us rent. I mean, it was like crazy. He was a good guy, but we ended up selling it a year and change later.
Empty or no?
No.
Within there?
He survived, and then after that, I think he went belly up, but we sold the property.
You sold the property?
We sold it, yeah.
And you made a profit?
We made a profit.
How'd you feel after you made a profit?
I felt good. I felt really good. And then I felt a lot more confident in buying these,
But did you know what the hell you were doing?
No, I didn't know what I was doing. And we bought a couple more even in the interim.
Who were your investors? A
couple local guys from Shul, pretty much. We kept on the foreclosure firm that was handling the case before. And then we quickly realized why we were able to buy it at such a discount. These people were just dragged their feet. We fired them pretty much like
right away.
Yeah, no, it was like 3-4 months later when we realized they were just not
doing anything.
They were not doing anything. There was one of these mills, one of the foreclosure mills that does a lot of residential foreclosures. So we
you got somebody else.
We found another. There was another attorney that we met through another one of my calls when I was calling them, and
you probably had a good source of all these people.
We had a good source of these people, but so he ended up taking over the foreclosure for us. We got a little more confident. We got really. I mean, this attorney that I worked with, Joe McCarthy from Minor Landis. He was an attorney out of Newark.
Are you in multiple states?
We're in multiple states. Yeah. We have loans all over the place now. Yeah, we're in Florida. We're in Texas. We're doing something in Arkansas right now. We did California. We did New York.
But you have to know what you're doing in those new laws and new states.
Yes. Yeah. How do you understand the process for sure?
So just to review, you were a mortgage broker, then you were a CMBS consultant, then you raised your first deal in New Jersey. It was a successful deal. Were you still doing CMBS workouts while you were doing that?
No, we actually got into we bought several other loans even during that time period. So before we even worked out and finally got through the first.
And who was
loan.
that? Was that David that put the money down?
No, we raised.
You had money. You saved money.
We raised the funds, and we got a little more. The investors. I guess they so we're good with reporting. We keep everyone up to date, so they got comfortable with us. We found a couple other deals along the way that were no brainers that we were able to
make profit of.
To buy and make profit of.
And people kept giving money, and you became responsible for it. And
correct.
You gained confidence.
Yes.
You gained confidence.
Absolutely.
Now let me ask you a question. Did you ever fulfill your purpose when you became that investor? Remember in your 20s when you became a mortgage broker, you didn't like it.
Correct. You want to know if I'm on to the next caper now? No, I'm in this business. I really enjoy it.
Tell me why you enjoy it.
First of all, I like being an entrepreneur. I like to hunt. I like hunting for opportunity, right?
Okay.
So.
And what do you hunt for?
I hunt for stories, for situations. That's what I buy. I like situations.
do you consider that's where your creativity comes from?
Correct.
So you still want to do the challenging stuff.
Yeah, but it's happening a lot more now, right?
And your returns are from your equity, and your distributions are from the cash flow, and that's how you make your living.
From this, so from the sale of the property, or from cash flow. If we buy performers, we've bought, so we'll take a little fee for that for performing loans.
Okay. So you modify loans. You have loans in the books.
Not many, but if I'm saying no, I've bought performing loans at big discounts and put them, and then been able to stabilize them. So that will do, right?
Tell me about that.
We bought a deal in California. First and second loan, we bought the first from a bank and the second from the SBA, and we basically converted to a performing loan. We got cash flow like crazy for a couple of years, and then
you stabilized it
until the borrower defaulted, and then we got paid off.
So we've been talking for about an hour now, and tell me what this is a span of how many years? How many years is this a span of?
Since 2012.
2025. How has life developed for you? What has changed? What are you doing more of? What are you doing less of?
We're getting very busy now in debt acquisition, like extremely busy. There's a lot.
How big is your fund, if you don't mind me asking? 10 million, 20 million, 100 million, 1 billion.
It's close to 50.
Okay. And you like that size, or you want to raise more debt?
I definitely want to raise more debt.
So you're looking for investors?
We are always looking for investors, but the challenge is obviously having deals for the investors to invest in. So obviously you want to have...
You have lockup periods or no?
What does that mean?
You give me your money, $1 million, it's locked up for 3 years.
No, we actually don't have a fund. We're not really a fund. We're on a syndicated basis. I don't want to have a gun to my head to do deals. So like if I find a deal that makes sense...
You call up your investor.
We have the investor. It's usually
it's deal specific.
Deal specific, absolutely.